Let's go over how to record expenses inside the PM module. To record an expense, go up to the top and select PM. Then select Expenses. Here you will see all the expenses that you have in this account, and you can also filter if you'd like to find specifically which one you are looking for. To record a new expense, click the Record Expense button. But if you are trying to import multiple different expenses, you can use the Import button here, then download our expense Excel template and fill that in. Once you have filled that template in, click Choose File, select that, and import it that way. This will save a lot of time, otherwise you'll need to do it one by one by clicking the Record Expense button. But because we're only trying to record one expense right now, we'll click Record Expense. Now you need to fill in the expense details. First we'll put the date. I'll just select the second. You put the amount. We'll put 100. You can put a description here. So in my case, I'm going to put cleaning supplies. Next you can select what you'd like to associate this to. You can select booking and then add the booking ID. You can do this by property by selecting the drop down and selecting which property this is for. Or you can click owner and select one of the owners you have configured. I'll go ahead and associate this expense to a property owned by Paul Hall. Notice how the owner visibility changed to will be shown as reimbursed expense. This is because this particular owner was set up this way, and you can adjust this in your owner settings over here. If you selected booking, you can choose to not show this on the owner statement, or you could choose show as reimbursed expense on the statement. But we're going to go ahead and leave this on property. Next, for PM account, you can choose paid from escrow, which won't be reimbursed on the PM statement, or you could choose paid from operations, which will be reimbursed on the PM statement. We'll go ahead and leave this selected. Next, you can attach files such as a receipt or an image of damage that has occurred. I'll go ahead and click Upload Files, and then select the receipt and click Open. This will upload the file once we click Save. You can also paste an image here if you were to copy that from another area on your PC. Now that we've filled all this in, we can go ahead and click Save. And now we see that we have our expense recorded here, and we also see the status is never remitted. If we click in, we could see more details, and we could see that same image that we uploaded earlier, which was the receipt for the cleaning supplies. If for any reason you need to change this expense after the fact, you can do this right here, or if you want to delete it completely, you can click here. You can also record expenses on the booking side. If you go to Bookings, then select a booking. Here you'll see an Expenses button. Select that. Here you can see any expenses that are specific for that booking, and you can record new ones here. So let's say this guest broke a window and you paid a repairman to come out and fix it. We can click Record Expense, and here we'll put the date. We'll put the amount. We'll put the description, which is broken window repair. Next you can select the owner visibility, which is either don't show on the owner statement or show as reimbursed expense on the statement. And then you can select whether you want this paid from escrow or paid from operations. Next we'll go ahead and attach a photo of the damage. And now we just need to click Save. And there we go. Now we see we have the recorded expense here, and we can click into that and see all the details just like before, but this time it's all inside the booking. Now let's go ahead and run a new statement and see what these look like. We'll go back to PM, go to Owner Statements, then we'll create an owner statement. We'll go ahead and select Paul Hall, who is the owner for that property that we selected earlier. We'll go ahead and set the statement date. This is the end of the month. I'll leave the notes box alone, and I'll leave everything else alone and click Preview. So now you can see all the bookings, of course, but if you scroll down to the bottom, you could see the expenses. Here we see the expense we recorded earlier for the cleaning supplies, and we see that this has not been reimbursed, and this will be reimbursed now. If we're ready to generate this statement, we could scroll back up, click Create, and now we can choose to email this statement to the owner. We'll go ahead and do this now. And let's say we went ahead and paid this owner. We can go ahead and record that payout. We'll go ahead and say this was a bank transfer, and we'll leave the amounts alone and then click Save. Now if we go take a look at the expenses, we'll see that the cleaning supplies is now fully remitted. If for any reason in the future you need to export this entire list of expenses, you can do that right here with the export button. This will default to Excel, but you can also click CSV or TSV. To learn more about the PM module, check out our other videos. That is how you record expenses inside the PM module.